Welcome everyone into my channel Saskiano. With UMD. If this is your first visit to our channel, make sure to subscribe. And turn on the notification button. Do not forget to leave your feedback and your suggestions down below in the comments. This will help me to improve the content of our channel. The Luma Matte is actually a short way of saying luminance matte. And what luminance is the brightness of an individual pixel. So, you can actually use luminance to determine the transparency of a layer. So, for example, in this video here I have got a dancer. And if I scrub through the timeline you can see as he is dancing, we have got different moves and stuff, but basically, he is almost black and then his outline shape is almost white. And so, I can actually use that to cut this dancer out of the background using only its luminance. So, let me show you how that works. If we go down to the timeline, I can turn the visibility of the dancer layer off. And here you can see I have got colorful lights as a background layer. And I want to fill the colorful lights in the lighter areas of this dancer. So, the easiest way to do this is to go to the bottom of the timeline. And toggle your switches and modes. Until you are actually in modes. And then if you click on the track matte here you can say I do not want to use the alpha channel for this dancer. Because the alpha channel is a full screen video. So that is really not going to help. I want to choose Luma, but here first I will choose alpha. So, you can see nothing is changing because it is a full screen video. But when I choose Luma Matte, it is only looking at the brightness of that layer. Now you notice I can still see some of these little dots inside my dancer. And as we move you know all the layers are moving. And that looks pretty cool. But if I really want to pop his silhouette what I am going to do is work on increasing the contrast in that image. So, I will select layer 1. And alternates visibility on. So, notice when we applied the Luma track about it turned its visibility off. So, alternates visibility on so we can see it. And then I will come over to my effects and presets. And I will type black. And that is black and white. So, I will drag and drop that on there to make this black and white. So now we are only dealing with the brightness of pixels. Now I could adjust this by adjusting things like in the magenta area here. And that would change the brightness of the magenta pixels. I do not really need to do that. So just undo whatever to do is heighten the levels. So, the black pixels are black and the latest pixels are really bright white. So, come back over here and I will search for levels. So, I will drag and drop under color correction levels right on here. And notice I have a histogram over here. So, a histogram is a representation of the video signal from left to right. And on the left side here on this upper graph, I want to grab this leftmost triangle, this is the input for the black levels. So, I want to drag it until it actually gets into the part of the video signal here. So now you can see he is actually black. And then I still have the white input which I could use to make things brighter. But honestly, since I have already got bright pixels right here, I am going to leave that alone. So now I can turn the visibility of this layer off. So, the Luma Matte is looking at the layer above after all the effects have been applied. So now you can see in his face there is no bleed of information. But if I turn its visibility on here you can see. I have got like little lens flares and stuff here, which is what is actually allowing some of the colors to show through. So now as I scrub you can see I have created this kind of interesting effect where the dancer is isolated from the background of the blurry colorful lights. That was created only by using what is called a Luma Matte. What you learned. Use Luma Matte to isolate an element from its background, create transparency on one layer based on the luminance values from another layer 1. In the timeline panel, stack the layer to determine transparency directly on top of the layer to be the fill. 2. Toggle the switches and modes button to reveal the modes and to hide the switches in the timeline panel. 3. Change the track matte switch for the fill layer to Luma Matte. Adjust the luminance of a source layer using the levels effect 1. Select the layer used as the source for the Luma Matte track matte, the upper layer. 2. Apply the levels effect to the layer. 3. Adjust the input black and input white settings to make the dark pixels darker or the light pixels lighter. Here we go, we are done for today. Do not forget to leave your comment down below to help me to improve the content of the channel. See you next time. Goodbye.